12 soccer players went to Thailand to explore the Sleeping Beauty Cave, but once inside, they never came out. Sleeping Beauty Cave floods every year. It was only then that their families realized the seriousness of the situation, but when they arrived here, there were only 13 collapsed bicycles left. The Sleeping Beauty Cave was already flooded. The next day, the floodwaters began to be diverted down the mountain. The water flowed like a giant ant colony, eating away the farmers' year's hard work. However, on the 9th day, an inexplicable and magical event occurred. Legend has it that 300 years ago, there was a beautiful princess in the royal palace of Dinghong, fell in love with a young man who raised horses. Because of the difference in status, their love was strongly opposed by the king, so they eloped to Chiang Rai, Thailand. They settled in a cave. The king was furious when he found out. He sent 13 assassins to hunt them down. The young man, unlucky, was discovered and killed by the assassins while foraging. The princess was devastated. She took off her hairpin and killed herself. After her death, her blood turned into a river, and her body became the mountains. The cave where they lived was the mysterious Sleeping Beauty Cave. In this event, the 13 trapped individuals were believed to be reincarnations of the 13 assassins. What's even more amazing is that many Thai people had the same strange dream. They dreamt of a princess who had been dead for 300 years. The princess made a request to the people. If a monk named Guba is found to meet her, she would pardon and release the 13 teenagers who were trapped. The princess in the dream said Cuban was the reincarnation of the horse breeder, but no one had ever heard of Cuba. When a restaurant owner's wife heard about it, she posted a message on Facebook looking for Cuba. Then many Thai people commented they had the same dream. As the post became popular, people really found this monk named Cuba, and he had already arrived in Thailand. What's even more amazing is that he used to preach in Burma, but just days before, he also had the same dream. Following the dream's guidance, he set off for Thailand. By the time people found him, he had already arrived at the Thai border based on the cue in his dream, about to arrive at the Chiang Rai site. The next day, Cuba arrived in Chiang Rai. After performing his rituals outside the cave, he entered the cave alone, until 2 hours later, he came out of the cave slowly. No one knew what was going on inside. When he came out, he told the crowd that the divers were getting closer to the boys, and that the kids were safe and sound. They would be found in a day or two. He then performed a spiritual ritual for the princess outside the cave, and drove off. After he left Chiang Rai, which was raining heavily, immediately became clear and sunny. On the 10th day, the rescue operation began again. Rick and John were sent down to the cave again. After 4 hours, they reached a crossroad in the cave. They used a new rope to link up with the previous end and continued to explore. Soon after, they arrived at Baisha Beach, the most likely place for the children to survive. Unfortunately, there was no sign of the children. At this point, the two of them gradually realized that the 13 of them were probably dead.
Right. I'll keep left. Feel out for bodies.
They split up, hoping to find the bodies of the victims as quickly as possible. After more than 2 hours, they arrived at the No. 9 Cave 2, 5 kilometers away. But just as they poked their heads out, a strong smell rushed into the nose. Not far away, the light of a flashlight suddenly came on. A few thin, dry bodies moved slowly towards them, and when they saw them clearly, they were shocked by the sight in front of them. The 12 children and their coach were all safe and sound. For them, with 30 years of rescue experience, it was an unimaginable miracle.